Hello and welcome to another episode of Oshaya Day Trip Productions. Today is Saturday, February 7th of 2026. I have come back down to downtown Bentonville and I'm back out here at the train station park. I did a video kind of in this area not too long ago, I think about a couple of weeks ago now, where I just did kind of the scooter ride. There's the library over there, so I headed kind of the back way to come out on the trail, came back around. So today I want to come back out, and I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to walk into, back behind me they have the Bentonville Museum, which I'm going to go in there and take a look around, just kind of see what we see, and just kind of go from there. I think I got another place in mind I want to go to today. But just kind of show you once again this little park right here. Not too big at all, but you do have a nice little gazebo. You got a nice little sitting area if you just want to kind of come out, sit out, and just kind of relax for a few minutes. And as you can see, the library back behind me, they got quite a full parking lot, which is typical for the library. So without further ado, we're going to head on in and to the museum, just going to kind of check it out. So let's roll. So I think I'm going to do, before heading on in, I'm just going to kind of walk around on the outside here just for a little bit. This museum, I'm going to kind of put down the, in the comments section, or the description, just let you know what the hours are. I think they're open today on the Saturday from 10 till 4 if I'm not mistaken. They are closed on Sundays. But just right here, just on the other side, we got a little caboose park. It's like a nice little seating area. And kind of step down here, just kind of walk through, just kind of take a look. Get a little view of this little caboose, I imagine. Like, I bet you during the summer and the spring and stuff, there's probably a nice little area for flowers. Now, I'm not too familiar with the history of Bentonville, but I have read that they didn't really have train tracks through the area for the most part because the terrain is just a little bit hilly, so it was a lot easier for them back in the day when they put down the tracks to kind of go through Rogers. A little bit more, not quite as steep, I guess. So it looks like you might be able to kind of step up there and just kind of walk around on this end a little bit and come out to the library section. Looks like right here, be careful where you step. It is on some tracks. But they do have a couple nice little seating areas. Probably nice little trees during the summer. Probably nice little shade trees. Probably about probably about a 2.5 foot step up to get to that first step right there. don't see any description. Tell me what kind of plants these are. I'm pretty sure these are your boxwoods. Might be Japanese boxwoods, maybe, or maybe English. So I had to go back to my vehicle and get my other glasses so I can actually see what I'm looking at once I step inside the museum. And it looks like actually if this sign right here says anything, parking for the museum's Tuesday through Friday 10 to 4. So I'm not sure if that's the actual hours that the museum itself is open. But as I said, once I find the details, I will of course put that in the comments or in the description. Okay, so right here, just on from the building, there is a plaque. This property has been placed on the National Register of Historic Places. Yeah, doesn't give a date when that happened, but there you go, nonetheless. And these guys here, the address is 416. This is Main Street, South Main Street. And just give you a little point of reference, it's just right across the street from the Bentonville Library. So not too hard to find at all.
Bentonville History Museum. This was originally the train depot here in Bentonville.
Oh, okay.
So building dates back to the 1890s.
Oh, wow.
Museum's only been here since early 2023.
Okay.
So this year we are renovating the entire museum, which currently my back room is getting all prepped to be repainted and have every exhibit refurbished this coming month.
Okay.
So it's not really accessible.
Okay.
So unfortunately, I'm sorry to say it's just the front two rooms, but
Okay.
also this whole surrounding park area is train station park, so it's kind of a part of our.
So Bentonville actually had a train depot?
Yes, this was it.
Okay.
So before the railroad came to Benton County in the 1880s.
Okay.
And I think it was 88 when we got our little stretch of railroad that started coming through Bentonville. So this little stretch of railroad out here used to go to downtown Rogers, that direction, where there's still an active train that comes through there. And then this way it went out toward Gravette and then onward into Oklahoma. And from the late 1800s till about the 1920s, Bentonville and Benton County was the apple capital of the world. Maybe self-proclaimed. I don't know if the whole world would agree, but more than 300 different varieties of apples were grown locally, and these train tracks took millions of bushels a year.
Oh, wow.
This was the canning factory, which was, funnily called the Cannon Factory, but it was right out behind this train depot here, and there were huge evaporators, dehydrators, canning, and it was not just apples, but peaches, other
It must have been, because I've read that the train mostly ran through Rogers because of the terrain at the time, I guess, when it was first.
Because of what?
The terrain.
The terrain, yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
That's what I've heard as well.
Okay.
There are various funny other theories that people have, and there was obviously a little bit of tension between Rogers and Bentonville, because of course Bentonville's the county seat of Benton County. Our square's the oldest public space in Benton County. So I think Bentonville was a little bit like, hey, we should have it. So in fact, to get the section of railroad we had, Bentonville had to finance itself.
Oh, okay.
We briefly had an interurban passenger line as well that came from downtown Rogers, came through here. It went around to the Massey Hotel, which is where Fat Tire is now, at a Central and A. It's a beautiful building.
Okay.
And then on toward Park Springs, where there used to be a resort. But it wasn't very reliable. One time it went off the tracks near Rogers and the whole train had to walk home to Bentonville, and then it got too expensive, so it was pretty short-lived. Yeah, and then
what's this right here?
These are this photo.
Uh-huh.
This was from the laying of the cornerstone of the courthouse downtown.
Oh, okay.
So that courthouse was 1928, I want to say, is when that was finished. And that's one of 4 buildings in town that were designed by a really famous architect named A.O. Clark.
Okay.
He was brought, have you ever heard of Montenay over in
Raleigh?
Okay. So Coin Harvey and Montenay, he brought A.O. Clark down from St. Louis to work on that project, which didn't fully ever come to fruition, but A.O. Clark really fell in love with the area, took up residence, and he designed our courthouse, the old jail building, which is being preserved right now, the Massey Hotel, which is stunning, and then right on the same block as the Massey Hotel, there's a store. It's called Faraday's now. It was originally, I think, Benton County National Bank, but it's beautiful. They don't mind people going in just to look, but it still has all the original mosaic tile floor, this big, beautiful skylight, like all the original wood interior. It's really gorgeous. So yeah, those were our 4 A.O. Clark buildings, but that is what this was. So I believe that was the cornerstone. Yeah, because this was is that the Weather Bureau? How do I orient to it? Yes, yeah. So that's where the courthouse was, and then this was where the Weather Bureau was, which is where now it was the post office. It's right there at the corner of the northeastern side of the square, where that promenade, the new promenade area is. Yeah, well, feel free to look through. And like I said, the entire museum is going to be updated this year. So every piece of signage, every display, every exhibit, we're repainting the interior. So if you come back kind of every 3 months or so, there will be phases of updates, and then we're going to be having local programming called Discover Bentonville. So if you're on social media, we'll be posting about those events, and there's going to be lots of fun stuff, talks at the library, fun little ticketed stuff downtown, all kinds of things.
So what are your hours right now?
Tuesday through Friday, 10 to 4.
Okay.
And Saturday, 10 to 2.
Okay.
Yep. Oh, and while you're here, if you would please sign my guest book.
Yeah.
And let me know if you have any questions.
All right, thank you.
Of course.
All right, so what we're going to do is we're just going to kind of walk around a little bit, just kind of check out what they have here. Of course, I'm going to want to start with the train. It's a nice, good size model. This right here gives you a little bit of information. This museum has quite a little bit of information on the railway that ran through Bentonville. It talks about the caboose that's out front there. And it looks like that arrived here. This is dated 12/18 of 92. Sure, it's 1992. Well, yeah, probably 1992. It's like here, this is the old ticket counter where you step up to get your train tickets. Looks like we got some old time photos from back in the day. See a little bit of a picture of the old apple orchids. This is all in relation to the apples. In 1901, Benton County had the largest apple growing industry in the United States. And with the importance of agriculture, they had their own weather bureau, just kind of help them keep an eye on the weather for the growing season. That's what that is right there. So right here, this tells you a little bit about the production of brandy here in the area. It looks like in 1893, a couple of brothers moved from Nashville to Bentonville, and they had some knowledge of distillation, and so they were able to take apples that weren't fit for consumption, I guess, just as, it's just as regular apples, and they were able to turn it into a apple brandy industry. So that's pretty neat. And that predated, of course, the abolition of alcohol. There was the Newberry Act of 1915 that banned the manufacture and sale of alcohol, which preceded the 18th Amendment of the nationwide prohibition by 2 years. It looks like, according to here, there's actually like a new, the brand has been revived in 2014. Okay, so this little section right here talks about the canning factory that was in Bentonville with all the apples. There was quite a need for canning. And so with canning factories, we also came along industrial operations, and of course the distillery. And it says that the Bentonville Canning and Evaporating Company started with $20,000. $10,000 was spent on the plant and $5,000 on the machinery. The plant was 30 feet by 80 feet with 3 stories. Construction was started in February of 1888 and was completed in July of the same year. So it says, at completion, the plant was processing 450 bushels of apples or 200 bushels of peaches a day. And it ceased operations until in the late 1940s. So I think right here we get some of the old, well, if these are actual artifacts. The only house that I recognize horseshoes. Looks like we got part of a pitchfork, some lanterns. Looks like that is a food mincer. You can make it out with the light reflecting on the glass. And so a section over here talks a little bit about the native heritage of the Osage Native Americans. So this one here talks about how the common buzzard, or otherwise known as the turkey vulture, was held in high regard by early natives because it helped them find water. And it says it also helped them find bones and hides to be easily reused. Okay. Stone artifacts were so numerous that the farmers could put them up by the basketful. So right there we got a hammer stone, which are these back here, I guess, are reproductions. But it looks like the stone blades and scrapers were actually found in the Bentonville area. Now, stepping back here in the second room, and it talks a little bit about the Benton County Jail. Looks like here we got an old newspaper article about an escape. Looks like that might be an old jail cell key. Looks like another old newspaper article that talks about the how a jailbreak was foiled. Must have been that fella right there. That's pretty neat right here. You got an old record player. info sign. Talks about the entertainment, a little bit of entertainment history of Bentonville. Got a nice, it's like an old piano of some sort. Maybe an organ, maybe. Okay. So it looks like here, this little exhibit talks a little bit about some of the, just gives you a little snippet of some of the electroshock therapy machine, which is what this is. Shows you a little bit of some of the medical items used back in the day. I think that's where they used to crush medicine. I think, maybe. And back in 1903, we also got a class photo. This section here is a little bit of the Bentonville schools. A little bit more of the modern history involving the schools. Alright, so I hope you enjoyed that quick little walk around the Bentonville Museum. And like the nice lady has stated, they are still working on it. So if you kind of come out this way, kind of want to check in with them about once every 3 months, you can pay them a visit. It's a free museum. So I think it is definitely worth the stop if you are in the area.